And hey beautiful people, it's Rickita and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I want to talk about what credit score do you need to actually buy a car. Now this question right here is fairly simple, you guys, but I can go into details if you guys need me to answer any questions outside this video. Go ahead and drop them down below and I will go ahead and answer them for you. So listen, when you go to buy a car, it doesn't really matter what type of credit score you have. You can get a car, right? I don't care if you have a 400 credit score, you can get a car. So the difference in buying a car is how much interest you're going to pay. So when it comes down to buying a car, you may be able to get a car, but you're going to have a 29% interest rate. You're going to have a 24% interest rate. And when I talk about interest rate on a car, it makes a big difference. I'm going to see if I can find a chart. Let me scoot over. I'm going to make sure I can find a chart that I can put right here so that it compares. You know, if your credit score is a 750 compared to somebody that's getting one with a 550 or around those areas, you guys, to see what the credit score, how much you're going to have to pay on that same car. Because somebody with a high credit score, they have interest rates out there that's at a 0%, you guys. And I want your credit score to try to get those 0%. I want you to be over that 720 mark, you guys, 750 mark, so that you can get those 0% interest rate car loans. And I always suggest people go to a credit union. So if you go to a credit union, you can be able to get an even better interest rate. So let me tell you my situation. When I first got my first finance car, I never really knew about financing cars at first. But my first car, I got a Nissan. So with my first car, I was able to get a loan. But this is the thing though, my payment was $399 per month. My interest rate, I believe, was like 25%, and it was just horrible, you guys. So when I got this loan, I was just paying too much on it. But my credit score, I think, was like a 534. It was really small, you guys. It was like really low. So after I got that car, I had it for about a year. I had it for about a year, and then I went to a credit union and I asked them, can they refinance it? Now remember, when your credit score is really low like that, you're going to pay more on your interest, which means that you're paying more to even have the loan than you're paying to pay off the loan. So a lot of the money that you're paying is going in their pockets and not necessarily going to pay off the loan, the original amount that you actually got. So when I went to the credit union, they're like, hey, Rickita, you upside down in your car almost $1,000. But she was like, you know what? We're not going to have you bring that $1,000 in. We're going to actually bulk it in with your loan. So the new loan that we're going to give you, because what they did was they paid off my old loan. I had one with Exeter Finance. They paid it off. And when they paid off my old loan, they actually just put the whatever I had left with them, they actually put that into a new loan, and my payment was $100 something a month. So I went from $3 something to $100 and something per month, because now they gave me a way better interest rate too. My interest rate was so good. So my interest rate was so much better that my payment was now only $100 something. And usually when you upside down on a car, means that you owe more than it's actually worth. Then that's the difference that you may have to bring to the table when you actually close or you go ahead and sign the papers for your car loan. So I thought that I had to bring, it's like $900 and something. She was like, oh no, you don't have to bring that, Rickita. We're going to bulk it in with your loan. So instead of me bringing that $900 something, they just added that to my loan. And even with that $900 something added, I was still at $100 and something payment, which is really good because they dropped me $200 in my car payment. So if you guys were to get into a bad loan, a lot of people that's on my channel, you probably had a low credit score. If you have a car right now, what I suggest you do, make sure that you're paying on time. Make sure that you're building your credit score up by deleting any negative accounts from your credit reports. Make sure that you have 4 credit cards reporting to the credit bureau so that can boost your credit score up even more, and have 2 installment accounts. Now let me drop these accounts for you just in case. The 4 credit cards that you guys can get, you can get Capital One Quicksilver, Capital One Platinum, Credit One Bank, and Victoria's Secrets. And don't forget too, these are easy credit cards that you guys can get. And on top of that too, that Victoria's Secrets, after this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can get those credit cards without a hard inquiry. So what the credit cards that's without a hard inquiry is Express, Overstock, the Good Sam Visa, you have the Venus, and you have Victoria's Secret. So wait after this video, and then you'll be able to see, right after this, after I do my little spiel, you'll be able to see me actually doing it, so you guys can actually follow those steps and try to get those credit cards. So you want to have 2 installment accounts in your credit reports too. So you got Kickoff and Self Lender. Both of them should actually be in the description, you guys. So go ahead and look down in the description and go ahead and sign up for those accounts. Now remember, you can get a car with any credit score, even right after bankruptcy, before bankruptcy. You have a lot of accounts that's negative. The thing is, you're going to pay more interest rate on that car. So if you want to get a low interest rate, I do suggest that you just go directly to a credit union and get a loan from them, and then take that money and go shop for a car. Because at that time, you don't have to have them running up your credit. If you go directly to a dealership, they're going to run up your credit something serious, and you don't want them to do that. So what I want y'all to do is just follow these simple steps. Go to the credit union and see what they can offer you guys. If your credit score is so low that the credit union can't give you anything, then you just go to the dealership, but understand that they're going to run up your credit. I have the inquiry removal, you guys, at my store. So go to 750andupclub.com, and you'll be able to see all of my products that I have for you guys to help repair your credit. But start removing those inquiries from your credit reports, because when you go to a car dealership, they're going to run up your credit, which is going to really bring your credit score down. Too many inquiries. And they usually say, well, when you shopping for a car, that one inquiry is going to, you're going to get, technically it's going to hurt like one inquiry for all of those inquiries. I call it BS. I really call it BS, because I see people credit score really tank from all of those inquiries. And now you can't really get loans because you have too many inquiries. Some companies don't like all of those inquiries. So if you go to the dealership, you guys understand they're going to run your credit, and they're going to give you a car with a high interest rate. Now, after if you go to the credit union, they give you a good rate, good. Stick with that, pay your loan on out, right? But if you get that bad rate because you have to go to the car dealership, understand this, fix your credit, and then in a year you can just go ahead and refinance it. And a lot of times people don't even, people just want to get a car. It's not that they need a car, they want a car. So if you don't need a car, start fixing your credit right now, because you can see too, I'm going to pop up results. I ain't got their credit score to go up 100 points, and that was in less than a month, you guys. Don't forget, Credit Karma updates every week. So every week you get that update, and this was a week's update. So all you have to do is start working on your credit, and you should be able to get that better credit score, and then I suggest you go ahead and buy. Now, if your car broken down, you got kids, you got stuff to do, it's winter time, go do what you got to do, but understand why it's winter time right now, you're going to be paying more for that car. But all you have to do is fix your credit, and then you'll be able to refinance. Like I said, I was in the 300s, then I went down to the 100s, but I eventually paid it off. So hopefully this video was useful for you guys. And if you have any questions for me, definitely go ahead and let me know. And I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you text the score to 21,000. And then you watch the video next about the Victoria's Secrets. It's going to pop up right now. Bye-bye. Do is, if you want to try my trick, I want you to opt into Factor Trust. So to opt into Factor Trust, you have to go ahead and click here. So this is the website. I'll have it down in the description. I want you to opt into Factor Trust. So when you opt into Factor Trust, all you're doing is telling them, hey, I want to get credit card offers. And you have to apply. You have to actually give them your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth. They're a credit bureau. So they're similar to, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the three major ones. But go ahead and click submit. After you click submit, then you want to go ahead and enter that information that I told you that you'll have to submit. Go ahead and submit the information and click confirm. Now, when you submit this, remember, you're telling them I want offers. So be prepared to get a lot of offers in the mail. But that's good, because remember, you're trying to build your credit score up. And for you to build your credit score up, you need at least 4 credit cards. Now, let me show you what you can do after you actually opt in. After you opt in, then you have a chance of getting approved for credit cards without them actually checking your credit score. So let's go ahead and go to victoriassecrets.com, because that's an easy website where you can just test and see if you can do the opt-in. You don't have to get the credit cards, but you can see if you get the pop-up saying you're pre-approved without them checking your credit scores and without them actually give you that hard inquiry. So let's go to victoriassecrets.com. So after we go to victoriassecrets.com, I want you to put $250 worth of items in your cart. I already have items in my cart because I did not clear my cookies. So if you try this trick and it's not working for you, I want you to clear your cookies. I want you to clear your cookies, and I want you to go into incognito mode. And if you want me to go through that, let me just run through it really quickly. You don't have to ask. I'll just do it. Let's go ahead and click the 3 dots here at the top. So it's 3 dots at the top, and go to settings. After you go to settings, I want you to put pop into the box. And I'm going to kind of go fast because I don't want to, if you already know this, I don't want to, pull you through it. But I want you to go ahead and click here where you see it's highlighted with the pop. Go ahead and click there, scroll to the bottom, and you want to make sure that you click pop here, and then you allow pop-ups. You make sure that it says allowed. So make sure it says allowed on your computer. Go ahead and click enter again on pop. Let's go ahead and just put pop in again. I want you to go to clear browsing data. That's your cookies. That's when they track you. They know where you've been. So far they say I've been to 169 sites. I downloaded 10 items. Like, they know too much, right? So I want you to clear your data. So after you clear your data, they're not going to have this information anymore. So I want you to go to the Victoria's Secrets website, but I want you to do it in an incognito mode. I'm able to do it without incognito, but I want you to see what it looks like to do it in incognito. And this is actually called the shopping cart trick, what we're going to be doing. So I want you to put Victoria's Secrets here, click submit, click enter, and I want you to put that $200 to $250 worth of items in your cart. So I like to just go ahead and hover over sleep and go to Cami sets. But again, it can be any $200 to $250 that you want to go ahead and pick the items. You can pick them yourself. You don't have to go ahead and follow these items, but I suggest you follow them, but you don't have to. And you can always rewind, slow it down, or whatever it takes so that you can go ahead and get this trick to work for you. So I like to click the small. And I like to get 4 of them. And so I get the same items. I don't like to go ahead and get different items. I think it's just too much work and it's not necessary. So I want to add this to my bag. Now I want to click checkout. Now, as you can see here, the items is actually only $198, but with taxes, it's going to put me over that $200 mark. So I'm not concerned about it. So I'm going to click checkout. After you click checkout, you want to check out as a guest. So go ahead and click checkout as a guest. Now, I want you to go ahead and type your information in, that same information that you put into Factor Trust. I want you to put your first and last name here, your address here. I want you to put your phone number and your email address in. And the only reason why you want to put that same exact information, that's because when the Factor Trust sent your information over to these credit card companies, the only thing that they gave them was your name, your address, your phone number, and your email address so that they can mail you stuff, they can email you things, you can get all these different offers, right? So put that same information in here, but I want to type this information in of the client that I have. So remember, you want to make sure that this is that same information. If you do not put the information in correct, then they're not going to go ahead and give you that pop-up that I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm just typing in all the information that you will have to put in so that you can get that pop-up. And keep this in mind too. There's over 60 different credit cards that allow you to get credit cards without them checking your credit score. So go ahead, if you get approved for this one, if you get the pop-up, I want you to get the shopping cart trick guide in the description where you can see those 60 different credit cards. So I have all of the information put in. So I just want to verify that everything is correct so we can get the pop-up. So far, everything is correct. I want to click continue to delivery. So after you click continue to delivery, this is the pop-up that you're going to get. It's going to say, congratulations, you're pre-approved for the Victoria's Secret credit card. And this is the pop-up for all of the companies. You should get the same exact pop-up saying that you're pre-approved. Now, they're asking you to pick which credit card you want to get. So I always like to get the pink. If you watch this plenty of times because you're trying to master this trick, then you know I love the pink card. So I'm going to click accept now. And what they're going to ask you for is they want you to put your date of birth here, your last 4 digits of your social twice, and they want you to go ahead and check this box here and click finish, submit for review. So that is what they want you to put here. And remember, after you go ahead and put this information in, they're going to let you know, congratulations, you're pre-approved for $500. You're pre-approved for $1,000. Now, I don't suggest that you actually buy the things on this. I don't suggest that you go ahead and get it. What I would do is I would just exit out. So I would click that X right there. And after they tell you how much you're approved for, they're going to send you that card in the mail. So you can go ahead and look at my guide down in the description. It's called the Shopping Cart Trick Guide. And you'll be able to get those same credit cards that's on that guide. And remember, they're not going to be checking your credit score and they're not going to be pulling your credit reports, giving you that hard inquiry. But if you have problems with hard inquiries, then go ahead and look down in the description. I have the hard inquiry removal guide also, where you can go ahead and remove inquiries from your credit reports. But yes, guys, I taught you guys the trick. So now I want you just to implement it. And remember, you want to opt into Factor Trust. After you opt into Factor Trust, it's going to be so many different offers coming in the mail. And now they're going to tell these different companies that you want to get the credit card, which is going to make it easier for you to be able to get them. So if you have any questions, go ahead and call or text me. My phone number is 833-Rickita. And remember, I'm always here for you. So you can always call or text me. You're my assistants. We're definitely here for you. And if you want me to try to see if I can do this trick for you, I also have a section in the description that says, Click here if you want me to try to do the trick for you. And usually that trick can be done within 24 hours so I can see if I can get you pre-approved. If you have any questions, like I said, call or text me. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment with your Cash App so you can be entered into my monthly drawing.